Have you ever wondered why the top of Jebel el-Lawz is scorched black? Let's journey back in time to the days of old, when Moses ascended this very mountain, known in ancient Midian as Jebel el-Lawz. It was here that he received the Ten Commandments, a seminal event in human history. The scriptures paint a vivid picture of this momentous occasion. In Exodus 19:18, it's written, "And Mount Sinai was altogether in a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire. And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly." Imagine the spectacle, a divine fire, burning with such intensity that the very mountain shook beneath its force. This wasn't an ordinary fire, it was a heavenly manifestation, a testament to the power of the divine. The ancient scriptures tell us of a divine fire, a spectacle that left its mark on the mountain for all of time. Explorer Ron Wyatt in 1984 set out to find the real Mount Sinai. Armed with faith and determination, Wyatt embarked on a journey that led him to the scorched peak of Jebel el-Lawz in ancient Midian. Upon reaching the mountain's summit, he found the upper 200 feet charred black, a sight that resonated with the biblical description of Mount Sinai. But the journey was far from easy. Wyatt, along with his two sons, were apprehended by Saudi officials accused of spying and held captive for 2 long months. The threat of execution loomed over them, yet, in a twist of fate, Wyatt's benevolent act of healing sick prisoners won him an audience with the authorities. He shared his story, led them to the column at the Saudi beach and then to Mount Sinai. His captors, convinced, set him free, albeit without his photographic evidence of the mountain. Despite the danger and hardship, Wyatt's discovery was monumental, shedding light on a mystery wrapped in ancient scriptures. But the Saudi government was not ready to share this discovery with the world. They erected a fence and a guardhouse, making the eastern side of the mountain inaccessible. A sign warned of penalties for trespassing, transforming this ancient biblical site into a restricted archaeological area. This was the Saudis' response to the discovery of the blackened peak of Jebel el-Lawz, a site that had once been free for all to witness. The government's measures were not entirely successful, for a few daring souls risked the consequences and managed to smuggle out photographs. These images, combined with satellite photos from the US government, revealed the unique, blackened peak of the mountain, standing in stark contrast to the surrounding landscape. It was a secret hidden in plain sight, a tantalizing glimpse of an ancient mystery. The blackened peak of Jebel el-Lawz, hidden from the world, yet an open secret, waiting to be unveiled. Contrary to popular belief, the real Mount Sinai is not in the Sinai Peninsula. Evidence, or rather the lack of it, supports this claim. At the traditional Mount Sinai, in the heart of the Sinai Desert, there is no trace of the vast encampment described in the scriptures, no artifacts to suggest a populous dwelling. A name on a map, an assumption, and centuries of tradition have led us astray. In stark contrast lies Jebel el-Lawz in ancient Midian, now Saudi Arabia. Thousands of acres of land surround this mountain, land that could once have hosted a multitude of people. Physical evidence abounds here, from the scorched mountaintop to the ancient artifacts found at its base. The New Testament itself reveals the true location of this sacred site. Galatians 4:25 states it plainly, Mount Sinai is in Arabia. The scriptures were clear, Mount Sinai is in Arabia. At the base of the mountain, the past comes alive. Here, beneath the blackened peak, a collection of enormous boulders are strewn as if placed by a divine hand. But these aren't just any rocks. Upon their weathered surfaces, a dozen ancient Egyptian petroglyphs of bulls are distinctly visible, a silent testament to a time long past. These markings, some believe, are the remnants of the infamous golden calf, a symbol of idolatry and rebellion against divine command. In the quiet shadow of the mountain, large altars were found on the east and west sides. These altars, silent and imposing, bear witness to the rituals and ceremonies that once took place in this hallowed ground. In the midst of the desert, these stone monuments serve as a tangible link to a story that has captivated humanity for millennia. The evidence is compelling. The real Mount Sinai, site of one of the most significant events in religious history, lies waiting to be fully explored in Saudi Arabia.